Hello onions, welcome to another thrilling episode of stuff I got off Amazon Vine, Turd or Treasure. And today we have this Johnny No brand Makita compatible hot air gun. And spoiler alert, it's a turd. Okay, this is a Makita compatible, and I'm using it with a Makita compatible battery, so it's a compatible. And this is laughingly described on the blurb as being suitable, on the blurb and the really bad Photoshop pictures in the listing, as being suitable for stripping paint and all manner of such high temperature activities. And it's rubbish basically. Thanks for watching. No, it's a glorified hairdryer basically. This is it on full turbo mode. Okay, so I have a wired paint stripper that I used a long time ago for stripping paint off a van I was doing up as a camper wagon. In fact, if I search through my photos, I may be able to put up a picture of a younger, more virile, more hirsute me doing that very thing. If I can find one, it'll be now. And if I couldn't find one, it won't have been then. Right, so the mains unit paint stripper hot air gun thing I've got would literally, my hand would have been on fire if I'd held it that close. I was holding it like, I don't know if it was, you could see the distance on camera, but literally like 2 centimeters from my hand, and I was able to keep it there, moving it about slowly for, I don't know, but quite a long time. With my corded paint gun, hot air gun, if I'd put it near my hand, it would have blistered it. It would actually, you could actually set paint on fire with it when you were paint stripping it, and you had to be careful not to. It was so powerful. Now, I wasn't expecting a battery one to have as much juice, but really you'd be as well using a hairdryer as using this thing to try and get rid of paint off something. Laughingly, it has 2 settings. I don't know if that'll show up there. There's a 1 and a 2. That was on the high speed mode, or the high temperature mode, for want of a better phrase. This is it on 1. So on 1, you can actually rub your hand on the end of it and not get it burnt. So, I haven't mentioned the brand name yet. It's one of those anonymous ones that just comes with a throw a Scrabble box down the stairs and see what comes out brand name. So I'll put it up underneath, and the price that it nominally should have been if I hadn't got it as a freebie. But yeah, complete and utter crap. So if you're tempted by one of these, seriously don't bother. And in the interests of science, our old friend, I have one of those temperature reading heat guns. So what I'll do is in the interests of science, I shall aim this at the workbench about 5 centimeters, inch or 2 away, and we'll just, out of curiosity, see what temperature it gets up to in low mode and supposed paint blistering mode. Okay, let me just pause you a minute while I set up the other camera. Okay, so let's see what frightening temperatures we get. I'll even set the other camera recording, that would help. Right, let's go. So first off, we'll try it on mode 1. Check we're on camera there, yep. I'm trying to keep the distance constant at about 5 centimeters, couple of inches. And we'll go until my finger gets a bit sore holding the trigger, because surprisingly it's actually got quite a strong spring on the trigger, obviously to stop you from setting yourself on fire by holding it in too long. I think we peaked there and started going down. Oh no, we're up to 90 degrees now, now we're going down again. Okay, let's stop at that. It's a nice round number. Are we focusing at all? So after all that time concentrating on one tiny spot, we got to 90 degrees, which, as you scientists will know, isn't even the boiling point of water. So let's see where we get to on mode 2. And again, I'll try and hold it constant, the constant distance from the workbench, and we'll see how we get in 30 seconds or so. Crossed 100. Woohoo! $112. My finger's getting cramp on the trigger here. Will be staying about there. So 115, 114, 117, if you can read that, if it's in focus. So that's with it on full turbo mode, and as I say, concentrating the heat in one tiny area for what was that, about 30 odd seconds. So the idea that you would be able to strip paint with that when it's outputting heat that's just very slightly over the boiling point of water on full turbo mode, and you're having to hold it concentrated in one spot for what, 30 seconds to even get to that temperature is absolutely ludicrous. I must check actually when I go back to editing, look up the blurb for this and see what temperature they claimed, because given the way they like to hyperbolize these things, I wouldn't be surprised if it was claiming it got up to 200 or 300 degrees, but just under 120 there, with concentrating it in one space for half a minute or so. So if you see these coming up on Amazon, Johnny No brand hot air gun, and you think, oh, that would be convenient, I've got a bit of paint stripping to do and I don't want to be trailing cables about, don't bother. Complete and utter waste of time. Okay, so brief and to the point there, that's all. See that? Winter. That's all I've got for you for now. This is an insert. Because I love you all individually so much, I decided to drag my power bank out here and go and get my actual corded one, which I've had for years. This is not sure what brand this is, it just says P on it. I think this was from Screwfix or maybe B&Q centuries ago. It's got a P logo, I don't know who that is. But anyway, I ain't going to be sticking my hand in front of this one because I don't want to get burnt. But we'll do the same thing again. We'll try. It's got two settings, 1 and 2, same as this one. So we'll have a go and see what temperature we get. Same kind of distance, and if you hear kind of a fan noise going in the background, it's my power bank down there, because I think this might max it out and make its fans kick in. So first of all, we'll try on level 1. And I'll keep the same kind of distance I was with the other one. We're already over 100 on level 1. 120. So this one's already exceeded on level 1 in a few seconds the level the battery one got to on full whack. Now I'm trying to keep the distance constant to make it fair on both of them. We seem to be hovering around 150, 155-ish. Are we focused? Focus down you. So that was on level 1 on this one. Now on level 2, I'm not sure if my power bank will be able to take it because I think it's 1500 watts this and my power bank's 1500 watts, but we'll see how we get on. So this will be level 2. Ready on 150. I don't know if it's showing up on camera from the overhead shot, but it's actually starting to bubble my rubber mat on my bench here. We seem to be leveling out now, about 245, 250. So, oh, got smoke. Is that focusing? Come on, focus. 250, I think it stopped at. Don't know if it's focusing. Come on, there you go. 254. Right, and shed filling with smoke because it might have showed up on the overhead line here. The overhead line, the overhead camera. It was actually, I'll show you anyway, it's actually started melting my plastic cutting mat. So that's the difference between a corded one and a cordless. Now obviously, as I said, there was going to be some distance because you're not going to get the same welly, but the fact that on full this was less effective than a corded one on its lowest setting. So yeah, not the best really. Bit of a waste of time. I mean, there's some things that going cordless works for some kinds of tools for the portability and compactability and all that, but when you're just turning electricity into heat, it's not a very efficient way to go doing it from a battery, is it? So I'll leave it at there while I breathe in plastic smoke fumes, and cheers for watching.